Hi students, a very good morning. In the previous class, we have learned class 10th, chapter 1 A reading, attitude is altitude. Today, in our class, we are going to discuss a new grammatical part from your class 10 textbook. Defining and non-defining relative class. Defining and non-defining relative class. It consists 1 mark in your SSC public examinations. This is also useful for the students who are preparing for TET and DSC. So before going to learn this topic, we should know what is a class. What is a class? After that, what is a relative class? And then we will come to know defining and non-defining a relative class. So at first, what is a class? We are all know very well that a class, it is a group of words which includes a subject and a predicate. A class is a group of words which includes a subject and a predicate. Most probably simply to say a class, it includes a subject and a verb. For example, a class is a part of the sentence, and sometimes it may be the complete sentence in itself. Yes. So here, have a look at it. When it rained, they went inside. See there, when it rained, they went inside. If you observe the given sentence, there are 2 clauses. Clause 1, clause 2. Here, they went inside. It shows a complete sense. But here, when it rained, what happened when it rained? What happened? We don't know it. So, this class depends on the main class. So, this is a subordinate or dependent class, and this is main class or independent class. So have a look at it. It is a group of words which includes a subject and a predicate. Group of words, and we are having a subject and a predicate. And here, it may be the part of sentence, or it may form a complete sentence in itself. See that? And the second example, she cried. See that? She cried. There is a subject, there is a verb, means predicate. She cried. Simply, it's a class and it's a sentence in itself. Okay? So this is one class. And next, a relative class. What is relative class? A class which defines the noun, the pronoun, or a noun phrase. A class which defines the noun, the pronoun, or a noun phrase. It is called a relative class. That means here it gives relative class gives additional information about what? About what? About this additional information about what? About the noun or the pronoun or the noun phrase. Understand? So again I am repeating. A class which defines the noun or the pronoun or a noun phrase, that is called a relative class. And this relative class gives additional information about the noun. Means nothing but the subject. The subject may be a noun or a pronoun or a noun phrase. Let me tell you the structure of the relative class. So here, noun or pronoun. Maximum, that means we call it as the subject of the sentence. Noun or pronoun plus relative pronoun which that means WH and that plus class. This is the structure of the relative class. Have a look at that. This is called, this noun or pronoun, this is called antecedent. Antecedent. Now, let me give you an example for this one. For this, the man who looks handsome is my friend. That's it. The man who looks handsome is my friend. Say here, who looks handsome? This is the relative class. How can we say this? See that the man. Here, a relative class always should starts with a relative pronoun. Here, what is the relative pronoun? Who. So, before this relative pronoun, there should be the subject. There should be the noun. Who, what is the subject here? The noun. This is also called antecedent. Here, this class, who looks handsome, it describes, it gives additional information about the man. We will discuss, we will learn the main topic, defining and non-defining relative class. Actually, a relative class it is divided into two subtopics. First one is defining class. Second one is non-defining class. These two are the subtopics of a relative class. Now, we will go through defining class. That means defining a relative class. So, first we should know what is defining relative class. Defining relative class means a relative class which defines the noun antecedent. That is defining a relative class. It gives essential and necessary information about the noun. So that is defining a relative class. Again, I am repeating. Defining relative class. What is the definition of defining relative class? A relative class which defines the noun, which gives essential information, necessary information about the noun, that relative class is a defining relative class. Understand? See here, defining relative class. A relative class which defines the noun is defining a relative class. DRC. It gives essential information about the noun. The teacher who taught English is excellent. Here, what is the relative clause here? Who taught English? The teacher is excellent, but here, in which way includes this class, and this is a defining relative clause. How would you say this is a defining relative clause? By defining the noun. This is the noun. The teacher who taught English is excellent. Here, the class, the relative class, who taught English. This is the relative class. It defines the noun, the teacher. So that's why this is called defining a relative class. Which is defining relative class? This is called who taught English. This class is called DRC, defining a relative class. The next sentence. The meeting which held in the town hall was a great success. See here. The meeting. This is what? Noun. How would you say this is the noun? That means this is a relative class. Which held in the town hall was a great success. Here, this is the relative class which held in the town hall. Which held in the town hall. So we can identify that this is a relative class by identifying the relative pronoun. So here, by identifying this, it defines the meeting, the noun, the meeting. Here, the meeting is noun. So, which is great success? A great success, the meeting. Where do it held? The town hall. So, this class, this total class is called defining a relative class. This class defines the noun, the meeting. So this is now have a look at that. Non-defining relative class. What is non-defining relative class? Already we know very well about this class, defining relative class. What is defining relative class? A relative class which defines the noun and which gives essential information about the noun is a defining relative class. Whereas, come to the point, a relative class which doesn't define the noun but it describes, it gives additional information about the noun, that is called non-defining relative class. Understand? Now see here, a relative class which describes and gives additional information about the noun, that is called non-defining relative class. It gives only additional information about the noun, but Nick, who is teased and bullied, had an electric wheelchair for mobility. And the next example, India, which respects unity in diversity, is a great country. In both the examples, we can identify that there is a comma. Yes. Yes. Commas are there. But in defining relative class, there is no commas and there is no hyphens. But here, you can identify the given sentence, whether it is a defining relative class or non-defining relative class, by identifying the comma. If you can identify a comma in a relative class, that is non-defining relative class. Teased and bullied had an electric wheelchair for mobility. Simply we can say Nick had an electric wheelchair for mobility. But he has given additional information about Nick. Who is Nick? Who is teased and bullied? So this relative pronoun and this class, relative class, it gives additional information about Nick. So this is called non-defining relative class. Non-defining relative class. See then another example, India, which respects unity in diversity, is a great country. Simply to say, India is a great country. We know very well. Here, it gives additional information about the noun India. So, this India, which respects unity in diversity, is a great country. See here. We can identify a comma here. So that's why this is a non-defining relative class. But this is not necessary at all. India is a great country. It's enough. But here, this class, which respects unity in diversity, it gives additional information about the noun India. This is also called antecedent. Here, Nick is an antecedent, and here India is an antecedent. Understand? So, this is non-defining relative class. I would like to go through your textual grammar. And now, your textual grammar. How do you get questions in your examination? This is the way you will get questions in your examination. So, this is the place, this is the peaceful place. They have given an empty blank. They have given a blank. Now you have to fill the blank by identifying whether the given sentence is defining relative class or non-defining relative class. And the second one, Subbu dash, empty blank, had lost his emotions. We can easily identify that this is a non-defining relative class. How? Because by identifying this comma in our sentence, in the given sentence. The next one, the express, an empty blank, has just arrived. And my sister, comma, has secured a job. So first you should identify whether it is a defining or non-defining relative class. If it is a defining relative class, there will be no commas and no hyphens. But if it is a non-defining relative class, definitely you can be able to identify, you should identify the given commas here. And have a look at it. Now, we will fill the blanks. This is the place which is away from city. That's it. Yes. Am I right or not? This is the place which is away from city. This is a peaceful place. So this is a defining relative class. The next one, Subbu. See there, who value the people had lost his emotions. Subbu has given more importance to the people, and finally he had lost his emotions. The next one, the express which started from Vizag. Sorry, I'm extremely sorry. This piece of chart is not called writing. So the express which started from Vizag has just arrived, and you have to fill any proper sentence which related to the noun and the remaining part of the sentence. Next one, my sister. We can easily identify that this is a non-defining relative class. My sister, who completed her BTech, has secured a job. Yes, my sister, who completed her BTech, has secured a job. Now, let me complete the topic. This is the peaceful place which is away from city. So, this is away from city. So, it describes the place. It describes the place noun. So, this is defining relative class. It defines the place. It defines the noun. And here see that Subbu, who valued the people, had lost his emotions. Subbu had lost his emotions. This is a sentence. There is no need of this class. But here, this class, relative class, gives additional information about the noun Subbu. So this is a non-defining relative class. And see that the express which started from Vizag has just arrived. So here this relative class, it defines the express. It started from Vizag. So this is defining a relative class. The final one is my sister has secured a job. There is no need of this class. But here this class who completed her BTech, it gives additional information about the noun, the sister. So this is what? Defining and non-defining a relative class. I think you understood well. If you have any doubts, please ping me in the comment section. I will tell you whatever required.